Why, Jamie? How could you even think about doing something like this? Did you really want me or your dad to come home tonight and find you dead? Is that what you really wanted? Is it?
I'm sorry.
What could possibly be so terrible that you would want to take your own life?
I couldn't handle it anymore.
Handle what, son? Come on, you can tell us.
Everything.
Can I ask you a question? Are you gay? If I'm being completely honest, I've always known. I think we both did, really. Ever since he was a little boy. I could never put our finger on exactly what it was, but we knew he was different. And what did we do? We just buried our heads in the sand and pretended we hadn't noticed anything. Can you imagine how lonely that must have made him feel? And then, to top it all, we put him in a school that believes being gay is a sin. No wonder he wanted to end it. Does it bother you? Well, it's a simple enough question, Dave. What would you prefer, a gay son or a dead son?
What do you think?
Then you've got to tell him. He needs to know that you love him no matter what.
Must have been a terrible shock. For both of you. After our last meeting, I informed Jamie's form teacher and other members of staff of the situation, so we could keep a special lookout for him. But because Jamie didn't feel able to speak to us directly, there was very little else that we could do.
He didn't feel he could talk to anyone because he's being picked on for being gay. I mean, how could he possibly believe that anyone would understand when this school teaches that it's wrong? You know, my husband came to this school 20 years ago. He said it was exactly the same then. He said that if you were singled out for being gay, then your life wasn't worth living.
Well, I can't comment on something that happened so long ago, but we've made great progress since then. Mrs. Shaw, I'm appalled by what has happened to Jamie. And I give you my personal guarantee, I won't rest until the boys responsible have been named and punished.
You're dishing up punishments all very well, but it's not going to change attitudes. So if you're really serious about stamping this out for good, then you have to teach these kids that being gay doesn't make you any better or worse than anybody else.
Mrs. Shaw, I can assure you that I find all forms of prejudice totally repugnant. But at the same time, this school could never be seen to be advocating homosexuality any more than it would sex outside of marriage or abortion. If it did, the majority of our parents here would be up in arms.
Well, if the parents are so ignorant, then is it any wonder that their kids turn out to be such narrow-minded little thugs?
I appreciate this is a very divisive issue, but there are fundamental principles at stake here. Like it or not, the Bible is very clear about the consequences for those who choose a homosexual lifestyle.
Choose? You don't choose your sexuality. The only thing you might choose is to hide it. You know, I may not be the most educated person on this earth, but you don't need a degree to work that one out. What sane person would choose that? To be bullied and persecuted on a daily basis so that you think the only option that you have is to commit...
Yeah, I understand. You're angry and upset.
Angry? My son would rather take his own life than face coming back to this school, and you sit there and you tell me that nothing's gonna change.
Mrs. Shaw, speak to Jamie. Get him to name the boys responsible, and I promise you they will be dealt with most severely.